Hello, my name is Anika, and what drove me to pursue my project was curiosity. As a part of Dr. Bully's lab, we've been studying the role of the dopamine D2 long and D2 short isoforms in many different pathways, like reward, locomotion, and cognition. However, very little is known about the role of these isoforms in memory. And it's interesting because there's neurological conditions like Parkinson's and schizophrenia that often are dopamine imbalances in the brain, and patients suffering from these conditions have memory impairments. Therefore, it is clear that dopamine affects neuroplasticity in memory and in the hippocampus. However, the problem is it's not clear how. And that's where this study addresses this gap in research. This study looks at how acute phencyclidine, or PCP, can affect hippocampal memory in dopamine D2 receptor isoforms. So we looked at behavioral and molecular changes in mice lacking either the D2 short or D2 long isoform after administration of PCP. Now, the D2 receptor is interesting because it's a primary target for pharmacological drugs like pramipexole. That's why we understand or we know that it plays a key role in the pathways for these neurological conditions. Hence, looking at the role of these isoforms in memory is the first step to understanding how dopaminergic circuits affect memory. And then from there, we can create pharmacological interventions that hopefully prevent memory disruptions caused by these dopamine imbalances. So far, the study has shown promising results on how these isoforms affect memory. Specifically, the D2 long and D2 short isoforms play differential but complementary roles in PCP-induced neuroplasticity in memory. At a molecular level, we looked at astrocyte morphology and astrocyte cell count after administration of PCP in these mice that had either the D2 short and D2 long isoform. And we found that both isoforms were needed in order to create a preservation of astrocyte cell count. So we know that both of these isoforms play a key role in memory. In the future, I think it would be really important and interesting to look at how repeated administration of phencyclidine or PCP could affect memory plasticity across these two isoforms. Repeated administration of PCP is often used as a model for schizophrenia. So, understanding how specifically in schizophrenia the D2 short and D2 long isoforms affect memory could give us a more specific model into how it affects humans and patients in real life. Thank you so much.